Welcome to today's episode of Talk the Talk, where we chat about it all with me, your host, Huss. We share incredible stories with incredible guests. A big thank you to you guys for all the support, and let's get stuck right into today's podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk. This is episode 3 right now. I have my little brother on, Sajed.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Welcome, how are you feeling?
Good. Ready to do this. That's funny.
Nothing, it's just funny having you on. Should we just get stuck right into it?
I think we should get right into it. Never did anything like this before. First time.
Alright, I feel like let's just start from the start, because obviously you recently had, it's been like a week now since you had your pro debut.
Yeah, it's been a week. Everything's settled in now.
You know, because a weekend is like, you feel like you've been able to like go back and look at all the pictures. You've had like
I've watched everything.
Time to process it. Let's actually be serious.
Let's try to actually be serious.
Let's be serious. No, you were actually like what, 14 when you started boxing? 14,
yeah,
15?
14, 15 years old.
You went. I don't remember the first session you ever went to. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the exact day that I first ever went to the boxing gym. It was.
Were you 14?
I was, I think, 15.
You probably were just turned 15.
Just had turned 15. I was begging Dad to take me, and he goes, "All right, let's go. Get in the car." And we went, and that day was the day I was like, "All right, I want to do this."
Isn't it crazy that exact day is when you met your trainers as well?
Yeah. I remember that exact day. What you're talking about, when I first met him, I was just like, I was eager to learn straight away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've been with them now for what, like 6 years?
Yeah, literally 6, probably almost 7 now.
Yeah. Do you remember when you first went into boxing?
Yeah.
Because obviously you didn't know technique, you didn't know how the sport actually worked. How did you manage that side of things? Did you just rely on your coaches?
Relied on the coaches and listen to my coaches. Everything they tell me, I just try to take it in, try to understand why they're saying it, and put it into practice.
Because it is a very it's a very intense sport as well. So everyone wants to jump in and do it, and because there's a million things that go into it. So it builds up your adrenaline as well, making you want to jump in straight away and do it here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. Literally, like you just said it perfectly. It has its good things, obviously, but it's a very hard sport as well.
It's not easy, yeah.
It's not easy. So you need a team. You need people that can guide you, people that have been there and done that. You know, I have my coaches, I have my family that help me, but at the end of the day, it's you in the ring. You know, you got no one to kind of help you.
I think seeing it from probably my perspective as well, I've kind of seen you go through the process. What has it been like being able to, if people are out there kind of right now trying to find their coaches and trying to find people to rely on, because obviously you're lucky with that because you've got all these people behind you and supporting you, and you've had the same team for, like we said, 6-7 years now. Since you were 14, you're 21, 22 now.
21.
How would you tell people? How would you tell people to go about it, to find people that they can work with and rely on?
That's actually a hard question. You know, with anything, it's hard to find someone who's truly gonna care about you and have their best interest in their heart, your best interest.
Especially in a sport like that.
Especially in a sport like boxing, where it's combat. You know, you can get hurt. That's the reality of it. You can actually get hurt in the sport. So you need people that you can rely on, that you can trust. You know, when you're in the corner, that when they give you advice, you can trust them. You can believe what they're telling you is for you. You know what I mean?
When you first got into the amateur boxing scene, what did you find that like?
I found it a bit weird at first. I loved it, and I loved everything about boxing, but I found it a bit weird due to the fact that it was like, it's a different game. Amateur and professional boxing is a different game. It's more about, point scoring. It's not about really, like professional boxing is. It's about significant damage. Amateur boxing is a bit different, whether you land a soft shot or a hard shot, they score it the exact same way.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience having that amateur background. I only had about 19 fights. Obviously you would know, but I won the Golden Gloves. I won a state title at 18 years old, which is, it's pretty good.
How long were you doing the amateur fights for? Was it
maybe 4 years-ish, 3-4 years, like due to injuries and setbacks, but yeah, about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's probably the side of it that people probably don't see as well is when you're like going into amateur, and then you've got to transition into pro. Like you don't just become like a pro fighter within like 2 weeks. Like you've been doing this for like seven. It took you 7 years altogether.
Literally, yeah, people might think it happened quick, and people tell me, "Wow, I can't believe you turned pro," but I tell them, "No, like you don't know." Even the half that I've had to do to get to a professional fight,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of effort. And boxers will know, boxers will definitely know. But I think it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, because as well you started very young, but you said there's people that start younger as well. Even when you started, like, did you know the first ever boxing session you did that was going to lead to where it is now?
I think I think it was my first ever amateur fight. It wasn't really a boxing session. It was my
Yeah,
first fight when I felt that thrill of
yeah,
getting my hand lifted.
yeah,
When I got my hand lifted that day, I knew, okay, I'm just gonna focus on this. And I was a young kid, so it was like a big move, a big step to take.
yeah. Because this is your forever now. There's for you. There's no going back. Well, from what I've heard you say,
Of
like
course.
people probably know as well that you do boxing PTs. You do you train. We train like what? Even like when you were training for the pro fight, you were training like what 4 times a day maybe.
Yeah, sometimes 3 sessions, 4 sessions if it's one of those hard days. But as a professional boxer, you can't take any shortcuts, because if you're taking shortcuts, your opponent is out there, and you gotta keep in your mind that he's working just as hard as you. Professional game isn't like the amateur game. You're trying to get ranked. You're trying to become a world champion if that's your goals. That's my goal. But you gotta work. You gotta work every single day.
Even a bit about the work that goes into it, the behind the scenes. Probably a lot of people don't even know that you went like to America for like almost 2 months. You went to a training camp style type of thing.
Yeah, that was. I think I was 19 or 18, turning 19. So I was very young, and I remember I got an opportunity to travel to America
It,
and train with
yeah,
the likes of Bam Rodriguez, train with Robert Garcia, train with Virgil Ortiz, the best in the world. We're talking.
it all happened so quick when you went. Hey,
It happened really quick,
I feel like it happened within the span of like 2 weeks.
It actually did. Within a week, I was at the airport
Yeah.
flying overseas, and people think that was an amazing experience, which obviously it was, but that was a very tough experience as well.
Would you say that was one of the hardest training style camps you've ever gone through?
Yeah, that was intense.
Because as well, um, you were sharing a room with what, like 12 people at
Yeah,
a time?
I was in the same house as boxers that you see on TV. It was crazy. I got to see what it takes to actually get to a world title. These guys, they all have belts. They all have. So I got to see that from early, which instilled that I seen it. I can do that. It's achievable.
When do you want to go back?
As of now, I would love to go back next year. I'm still in contact with everyone there. I would love to go back next year, which is most likely going to happen.
Mm.
But as of now, I think I'm just focusing on getting them pro fights in, getting more fights, and get that experience under the lights because I was inactive for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just want to get that experience, and.
Yeah, even this year, like, because what was the month you were meant to go pro before? Because I don't think a lot of people know that you're probably meant to go pro before.
It was a long time ago.
What month was it?
At first, it was supposed to be after America, but there was no date. But it was looking like, I'm gonna
It
turn
might
pro.
happen,
After.
yeah.
Yeah, but then it was in June 28. I was supposed to have a professional fight. I was training injured. I had an injury, and I was telling myself I'll just push through it. I really want to do this, but it wasn't the best thing to do. My coach just told me don't do it.
Yeah, how much injury? I feel like you went through a few injuries this year. Was it just the one?
I just had one bad injury.
It was one long-lasting one.
One long one. Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was just I kept training on it.
You didn't rest it.
I didn't rest
Yeah,
it
yeah.
exactly. So you would know, like I didn't rest it. Every time I get an injury, I train. I don't stop. But it's not the right way to go. But
With like the training and development as well, there is hundreds, thousands of people in Sydney, in Australia, that are wanting to. It's a competition.
yeah,
How competitive have you found the sport? I guess even between everyone you've met and every gym you go to and all the people you met, have you found the competitive nature between I guess the sport and the industry, or what has it been like for you?
it's a good question actually, because I think about this a lot. That every boxer knows there's kind of that competitiveness with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really ego. It's just, you know, we're all doing the same thing and we all want to try to be the best at what we do. There is definitely, every boxer knows there is definitely a competitive rivalry, but it's not like something that is, it's not like a bad thing. It's just something that pushes
It helps
everyone.
each person grow.
Yeah, literally. Everyone grows off it.
Is there like that thing, do you think, within the industry where in the back of athletes' minds, like boxers, that there is limited spots and that's what pushes everyone to
Yeah,
push? Because
exactly.
obviously not everyone can be a world champion.
Exactly.
So,
That's one in a million.
because even now, like even you just finished your pro debut, that was the first one,
Yeah.
and then I feel like that, even for everyone around you and for yourself, that was like everyone that was watching, everyone that even you specifically, I feel like it was like a shock. Everyone went into like, because I think people don't even, I think a lot of people don't talk about, like, yes, you're the one fighting, but for the people that, family, friends, people don't realize that from the other side how hard it is as well to watch someone.
Let me be the host for 1 second. How did you feel during the fight? Honestly.
Because that, I was saying to you, that was my first time being that close. Like, I've
Yeah.
never been, literally, I was like, I could look up
You
and
could feel the ring.
I
You
could touch the
literally
ring, yeah. That was, I think that's why, like, even the days after, I felt like my body was sore. I felt like my brain was tired. Because I feel like witnessing someone
Yeah.
you know.
I remember.
Do you remember seeing me from inside the ring?
I actually remember seeing you inside of the ring, yeah, when I would look out and you just standing there with the camera like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Because for people that don't know, we went the whole camp and we got everything, didn't
You
we?
recorded, I think, everything. Even, like, for me, it's not that much effort. For me, I'm just walking. You know how it is. I'm
Yeah.
just walking around. You're just recording
And I'll
me.
just be after you.
Every now and then, I'll say a comment. I say probably 2 things in the whole hour session.
Yeah, I was shocked about how, like, we'll talk about this as well. About even leading up to fight day, to the pro debut, I was shocked about how you were so zen that you didn't even realize the camera was there at times.
Yeah, literally. I think I'd get into a different, like, you seen it, obviously the focus mode that I get into is like insane. I don't even know how I do it, how I lock in. You know, people at the gym know when I train, I don't like to talk.
Yeah.
I just like to focus and enjoy the moment as well.
No, definitely. I think even the pre-fight where it was me, your coaches, our other brother as well,
Yeah.
where we were just kind of standing there prepping you. I was getting the videos and the content.
Yeah,
Your coaches
yeah.
were getting you ready, and then all that. Even looking at you, you were probably the most relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't talking a lot, but I think you were just in your mind, like, mentally.
But even when I watched the back, I didn't even know how chill I was. Like, I was laughing the whole time.
No, even when you were walking in, you were like singing as you were walking.
Yeah, I was like singing, I was having fun, I was dancing, I was doing everything except focusing on the fight. But that made me relax.
I feel like
I like to relax before the fight.
Well, but I think we can both answer this. What was the one thing that shocked you the most about what it takes to get ready for the actual day, for your, like, pro debut?
Obviously, I've got ready for amateur tournaments. I've got ready for big fights in the amateurs, you know. But getting ready for professional fight is a whole different vibe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a different vibe because you know that getting in there, small gloves, no head guard,
Yeah.
it's insane. Because when you're getting prepped for it, you're always thinking, okay, I got to give everything now. I got to give everything now. I got to give everything now. Because you don't want to slow down or give your opponent that edge where you're not training hard. You want to just put your foot on the gas.
You want to finish and know that you did everything.
Exactly. You
Win
wanna
or
feel-
lose,
yeah.
win or lose, you want to know when you finish, you did everything you could.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You want to have that feeling.
I think what shocked me the most about what it takes is the business side of things.
Mm.
I did not expect, like, we'll name some of the things. We were making content every day mostly.
Almost every day, yeah.
We were making T-shirts and designing T-shirts. We were individually selling tickets. You were prepping your meals for like 2 months straight.
Exactly.
You had a dietitian as well that helped you. Yeah, we had different gyms every day, driving from place to place. Like, what else was it?
Designing my shorts.
The
as
shorts.
well.
We had shorts as well. We had to get the fight gear. It made me realize why people have management.
You know, actually, now that you're saying that out loud, I actually didn't realize how much we actually did.
No, I think I think with us, because we had like me and then a few of our other brothers, and then
Yeah.
dad as well.
Everyone was taking care of the jobs. Like,
Everyone did a little bit of something, and then it ended up all just coming together. But even with all of us taking on something, it was still like like messed up. Not messed up, but like messed up in the way where it was so crazy
yeah,
busy. Like everyone,
so busy.
people were going from place to place. I was just chasing you with a camera wherever I could. We had the t-shirts, like even the t-shirts that like it's not a huge job, but like we had like like 70, 80 t-shirts made around that.
Yeah, literally, and they all flew like that as well. So it's like everything that we do as well, we put so much effort. For example, t-shirts, and they go in 2 seconds, and you feel like you got another 20 people hitting you up saying, "Can I get a shirt?" I don't have any left.
Did it snap you out of it when you saw that? Like when you saw the business side of it, did it snap you out of it? Like not in a way where it's like you snapped you out of it in the way where it's like, wait, shit, this is actually a business as well. It's not just a sport. Like this isn't something I just do for fun.
Yeah, literally, it's not
Oh,
just
we
the
forgot to
fight.
mention the sponsors, getting sponsors set
Yeah,
up.
exactly. You know, getting people to back you on the journey, because obviously for 10 weeks, you can't really focus too much on your work side, whatever you do to make your income. So you gotta
Oh, we
get
need to talk about that
people
as well,
to
yeah.
you gotta get people to back you. You know what I mean? You can't just do everything yourself.
A lot of people don't know as well that fighters are like they have to, they also, some of them have full-time jobs, and some of them, like these athletes, are working
Yeah,
their 9 to 5s or like long hours, and then they've also got this career. But how have you found managing a career also? Like also you do clients every single day, 7 days a week,
yeah.
and then also training. How do you not get burnt out from the sport, and how do you also manage that side of it where I guess so much is happening at the same time?
I think I'm very lucky because, you know, me doing personal training, helping people. That's a big blessing. That's due to the fact that I started it young as well. I started the PTs very young, so
You started PTing, and like you said, it's not like you were going after it. I think it just fell in your lap. No,
yeah,
like
literally.
you didn't like expect to be, like years later, still doing PTs.
No way.
And then,
I didn't expect it to be a full-time job, literally.
because now that's how it supports your boxing. Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
that's what allows you to go and do the sport full time.
That's my job, exactly. That's how I fund my career, and that's how, you know. But it is the best because it's like you get to see other people's improvement. So yeah, book a session.
When you look at the pro debut and the transition into becoming like a professional boxer,
Yeah.
when the fight was over, what was the immediate feeling right after? Not like when, like as soon as it was announced, the 5 seconds after, what was going through your brain?
Oh, like as soon as I got my hand lifted.
As soon as you got your hand lifted, what were you thinking? That's the only thing. Were you thinking, or did you blank out? Because I
No,
told you,
yeah.
after the fight, I feel like you kind of,
I blanked out,
yeah,
honestly.
you went into like a state of shock where you didn't even realize what kind of
I went into like
what
a
happened.
state where I was like, I wasn't really using my brain. It was just emotions. It was emotional, you know.
Yeah,
Because as soon as I got my hand lifted, genuinely, what comes to your head, if anything comes to your head, is all the experiences it's taken to get here, all the moments that, you know, you're doing things you don't want to do, you're eating things you don't want to eat, but you just push through it and then you overcome it. And then when you get your hand lifted, all of that, you forget about everything hard you've been through, and you enjoy the moment. It's an amazing feeling, surreal. It's very
Yeah.
surreal.
Is that where your brain kind of went to? It went into like, what the hell is happening right now? Is that
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, like, I'm a professional fighter now. Like, genuinely, I'm a professional
what? Yeah,
fighter.
because I feel like even when you're like, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously when you turn pro, it's kind of a transition in your like every career. It's a transition in your career into this is it now for you.
Yeah,
This is how you're going to make your income. This is how you're going to build yourself in the sport. This is how you're going to build, I guess, a name for yourself as well within the sport. And
yeah, exactly right.
how have you found that process of just kind of trying to build your name within the sport? Because obviously it is a very, as much as it is a sports, the sports and the athlete side of it, where you're training and doing all these things, it's got the entertainment value of it, where you have to build your name, I guess, as an entertainer
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and to be honest, more so of that now. It's more so of that now. Like, boxing really isn't about how fast you can punch and how hard you can punch anymore, or it's mostly about how many tickets you can sell. how many people know you. It's all marketing now. Like you look at someone like Jake Paul, for example, he's making more money than anyone's favorite boxers or everyone's favorite boxers. It's all about how you sell yourself, how many people you can get to actually watch you. Maybe it isn't the best like that, but that's what it is now. And I think boxers have to learn to kind of get used to that and sell themselves a bit.
Adjust with the way the industry.
Yeah, exactly. You can't expect things to fall in your lap anymore. Now you gotta go after things, and you gotta film content. You gotta get a cameraman. You gotta do all this stuff. It's very important.
I was a cameraman.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, with I guess the sport within itself, where do you see, like, do you see? First, let's start with this side of it. Social media has definitely changed how people view boxing.
Yeah,
Like, especially when influencers and it kind of turned into influencer marketing for a bit, where influencers were just starting to go like they would.
they were taking over.
Yeah, like people that were engaging new people into the sport.
Yeah, exactly right.
With you, we did an open workout where you trained, and I guess you had people around you, and then we kind of transitioned into the press conference right
Yeah.
after, where you're basically sat on a table with what like 20 people.
Yeah, with like 20 fighters.
Yeah, and all the fighters that are on that card most of them were at this press conference, and
Yeah.
that was the entertainment value of that. And you also had the fight right
The
after
fight
that.
right after, day after.
So it's very like entertainment based. There's all these things that are happening where people are locking in. Like people, I don't think people would be interested if they just saw one day, hey, Sajed's fighting on like the 15th of November. That's it. That's the only thing they saw.
Yeah, of course, no one would come to the fight, to be honest.
Do you think you saw a difference with the business side of it, of how much you were posting and all the content you were putting up? Do you think you saw a difference within the amount of people that turned up, the amount of tickets that were sold, and the amount of like just in general everything that was happening?
I've seen a lot of benefits that came from it, especially within the tickets and everything like that. I sold like a crazy amount of tickets. I had a lot of support from family, friends. I had a lot of support, and that was due to the content, because I used to have a lot of amateur fights that I would just, I'll just rock up, rock up and fight.
Because there's no open workout, there's no press conference.
You can't really do content. You can if you kind of make something out of nothing, but it's the professional boxing. You can make something out of everything. There's so much to do. This fight week is so busy. We're barely even at home. Every day we're doing something. This.
I think fight week, every single day we had something on.
I think that's why as well, after the fight, we can talk about this, how everyone in our family was just like on zero energy.
Yeah, everyone was drained.
Because the fight week, how intense it was,
I feel like we're still recovering.
Yeah, I'm still so drained still, like till now.
Yeah,
and it's been a week.
No, I feel like we only started really recovering like I reckon 3 days ago.
Literally.
We probably just started recovering now, hey.
Literally, I feel like now is the first couple of days, like this past 2 days maybe, is where I've actually recovered and I feel rested and back into training. You know what I mean?
Do you reckon that was the most adrenaline you've ever experienced?
The most, yeah, that feeling.
Yeah.
Because I in the back of my head, I remembered like all the training and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when I was about to get my hand lifted.
Yeah.
I was thinking about all the work, all the dieting, all the running, all the sprinting. Like you saying it all, it was a lot of work. And when I got my hand lifted, that's what just came to my head. Like everything in one pile just came to my brain. And that's why I got that adrenaline rush.
What do you think of the way boxing has changed in the past like 4 years? I feel like it's become so much more, like we talked about the entertainment value of it and how on social media it's become this huge thing. Like it's boxing and social media together have just blown up together. How have you seen it evolve, I guess, from when you started watching it and it was, I guess, people were just starting to get into it, you were just starting to get into it? What difference do you see with it now?
In my opinion, boxing has changed massively since like 4 years ago due to...
Why are you laughing?
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm just laughing. No, but boxing has changed a lot.
Yeah.
In these past 4 years, like now it's all about making yourself a brand. So myself, I've became a brand. You got to brand yourself, and
it's how you market yourself to your sponsors and
exactly
to all the companies and things that you're working with now, because you've worked with such a... How much companies have you worked with now? A few, hey?
Yeah, there's maybe like 6, something like that. I appreciate all of them jumping on board. As you know, it helps my career a lot.
Yeah, the thing with boxing, I guess, and when you're first getting started, is being able to market yourself and put yourself out there with. Stop smiling at it. Stop laughing.
Oh, sorry. I continue.
No, that's
I'm just alright.
you threw me off.
Boxing is all about branding yourself.
Yeah,
10 years ago, that stuff didn't really matter. Like 10, 15 years ago, boxing was just you
because
get in
the system of the like how boxing used to work was more. It had its set process, but now it's just so different.
exactly. Now it's all about, all the little kids coming up. They don't really watch the professional boxers anymore. They watch all the YouTubers and TikTokers, and that's what they're interested in due to the fact that they watch these people online and they make them laugh. So when whatever these guys do, it doesn't even have to be boxing. Whatever they do, if they choose to go do golf
Yeah.
or whatever, a different sport or not even sport, they'll watch, because they have that support base.
When you were going up, leading up to fight week
Yeah.
for your pro debut, what feelings were you having? Or what was your brain thinking? What were you thinking? Like, what was the overall?
The overall assessment of it was I was very, very excited. Like,
Yeah.
I could not wait for the day to come. Like, every day it was taking ages. I was counting literally every second. People would come up to me and say, "Bro, it's flu. You're about to fight." And I'm like, "No." For me, it's taken ages. It's taken very long. But I was just very excited, very ready, very keen to get in there. And when the day finally came, that's why I was really relaxed and calm and excited. No nerves.
Yeah, I was saying when I remember, because there was probably 6 of us when we first got there and we were waiting in that backstage area. I was like, "What? He is so calm. Like, you weren't really speaking, but you were also, you could tell the calmness on your face. I feel like you can tell a lot by someone's face and from how they're feeling.
Yeah.
But your face was so calm. Like, it was just like another day. It felt like.
Yeah, you could see it like in my eyes. I was just very, very relaxed. Because as you know, with the injury we spoke about,
Yeah.
that was a big setback. But obviously it made for a big comeback as well. I came back very keen. And I feel like maybe that injury was a good thing due to the fact that it revived my what's the word, like my
Your hunger for
keenness.
it a bit,
Yeah,
yeah,
my
yeah.
hunger, exactly. It revived my hunger, and it brought back this excitement in me to have the pro debut, as it was a setback, but it turned into a major comeback. Now from here, I'm just looking to build on my career, and obviously the end goal is to become a world champion in boxing. That's been my goal since I've been about 15, 16 years old. So now we just work towards that, climb up the rankings, and see what happens.
With the actual event
Yeah.
for your fight day, your pro debut,
Mm.
what was that feeling like walking? Because when you were walking up into the ring, what were you thinking? What was in your mind?
So I remember when we were waiting in the back that we had like 30 people walking, like standing with me.
Yeah, it was like, so to give a visualization, it was probably like 30 people around you, and then we all kind of separated as you got to that stage area. You walked on the path, and everyone kind of dispersed.
Exactly. Yeah. As soon as the song played and I'm walking out, everyone just kind of separated, and I'm walking down the stage, and I'm thinking, all right, now we're here. This is what we worked for. So I blocked out everything, all the noise.
What were you thinking? What was going on?
My coach was telling me, just have fun. This is a one in a lifetime thing. You're not gonna pro debut every week.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen once, and stay calm, relax, and enjoy the moment.
And I think with your first pro debut, this was your first one, everyone kind of went in and everyone was like, it was new for everyone. That was like
Yeah.
kind of around us. No one kind of knew what to expect. Even like for a lot of the people that came to watch you, that was their first time ever coming to watch you. Even with the amateurs, I feel like it was usually just a set group of people. Yeah, the same people every time.
Exactly.
And then this one, I think because the stakes for you felt higher, I think more people kind of came in. They showed a lot of support. There was how much people do you reckon? You probably brought in like what 130 people.
I think I had over 200 people.
When you see that, it honestly, like for me as well, do you think it reminds you that it brings back that business side of what boxing is?
Yeah, of course. I had someone tell me actually that the reason that a lot of people don't do this within the content side and the media side is that it adds pressure.
Speaking of all this traveling and all these things you did, kind of putting yourself out there, would you say that's kind of the way you learned how to network with other boxers and people that are in the same field as you,
Yeah.
by doing all that?
literally by all these different experiences and going to different countries, going to different states, going to different gyms. As you're saying, as you said before, it's not. I don't really see it as like networking, but I just see it as creating new friendships, building new bonds with people,
Yeah.
and that comes with it.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
I remember speaking on another podcast about networking and that factor of like meeting new people and
Yeah,
building your community of people who are in your industry and like kind of learning that side of it. And we said that you don't really know you're networking until I guess you just see one day that, hey, I've got all these people around me and I can call this person because they might have expertise in this field. And is that how you've kind of found
that's
it?
exactly how it is. Yeah, I feel like sometimes if I'm in a situation now, I go through my contacts and
Yeah.
there's always someone that can help. You know,
Yeah.
there's always an advice I can take.
We said, as you said as well before, it's a very high intensity environment. It's very like you feel the pressure within the sport because of the things it comes with and the learnings that come with it and the experiences you go through. But I think as well with saying that, I actually put up on our Instagram Q&A.
Yeah,
I said, anyone want to ask us some questions? And we got some questions. So I reckon we give you some situations
yeah.
and give you see how you would respond or react.
Let's go.
Okay, so one of the questions was, when was that first moment you thought about turning pro?
After my first amateur fight.
So after that moment, that's exactly when you knew, okay, this is, I want to...
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, I have to do this for a career. I have
Yeah.
to.
Another question was, what are the main differences you see between amateur and professional boxing?
I think the difference is the marketing side and promoting yourself. You know, people look at it as added pressure. Me, I just look at it as more exposure, more eyes, more tickets sold, all of that.
And from the actual boxing side of it, what differences do you see?
Obviously, the main difference is the
No headgear?
no headgear and
Smaller
the
gloves?
small glove. It changes in situations and aspects, but it's a similar thing.
Another question we got was, how do you mentally prepare before a fight?
Visualization is the biggest thing.
Is that like visualizing the actual day and thinking how you're going to go through it and the things that are going to happen? And is that what you mean by that?
For me personally, it's visualizing the random stuff that might throw you off. Like, for example,
I do that as well with everything.
yeah, because you have to, because that's what throws you off on fight night is the weird stuff you wouldn't expect to happen. You kind of just try to think, all right, what if my, like, as an example, what if my gloves get changed? Or what if, how's it going to feel when I'm getting my hands wrapped? Like the weird stuff, that's what I visualize.
Yeah, and I think one thing we talked about this as well is the fact that during like prepping for a fight or getting ready for your pro debut, nothing ever runs smoothly.
Exactly.
Like it all just kind of things jump in left, right, and center.
Yeah.
That should but that's just the way it is because it is a million and one things going on from the marketing, the business, the content. There's just a million things that happen.
Yeah, so a million things happen and a million things can go wrong, literally. So you got to just adapt, be able to adapt to any situation.
When you think of your pro debut, how do you look back on it? Like, not in regards to the win, but in regards to that side of it where you worked 8 years for that specific moment.
You know, it's a relieving feeling. I finally got the professional debut in, so now obviously you only go forward from here. Everything just becomes that bigger stake.
When you finished that fight, and you were done, you had won, what was your immediate reaction to that? Were you like, this is done, now I can kind of chill for a bit, now I want to work a bit harder? Like, what was your immediate reaction like to that side of it?
To be honest, as humans, we all have that nature where we want what's next. We accomplish something we work for, and then we're all in our brains. Well, especially me, I was thinking, okay, when am I in next? I wasn't really seizing the moment, enjoying the moment. I was just thinking, when's the next fight day? When's the next fight day?
And that probably comes with the adrenaline of it all, like the excitement. Even all the adrenaline makes a big difference.
Bro, even now I can't even enjoy the win. I'm just thinking about, okay, when am I going to get in the ring next?
Yeah. I think with you specifically, like, I think from our specific journey of what we went through and what we created in terms of like content and like all that, there's not a moment that was missed.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like catch you and you're like watching back every single moment. Like, you're watching back driving there, you're watching back.
Yeah, literally. All that little stuff you look at and you're like, this is what made for this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
No, for sure. Another question. Have you ever had a moment where you really wanted to quit boxing?
I've never wanted to quit just due to the fact that, I know now it's my career.
But you've
And
never had that moment where you were like, I want to call it quits now. I don't want to do this anymore. Never.
Never. Genuinely, I never had that feeling of, or even like a memory that I was like, I need to quit this.
Yeah.
Boxing is my life now. I understand it at a high level. So I think
It really has become so like ingrained in you to the point where it's like your job from PTs that you do, and you've got the home gym as well, which is at home.
yeah,
So it's kind of, it really has become your life. Yeah, with I guess your coaches and everything that you've been through with them. 8 years maybe now,
yeah,
right?
like
Am I getting that right?
probably 7 to 8.
Yeah.
I'd say.
What have you learned from the mentors, their mentorship so far?
I've learned that hard work and resilience is the most important thing. Being able to believe in yourself, as my coach always told me. Like, I fought for a state title in a men's division at the age of 18 when I only had 11 fights. Like, you can only fight in that division if you have 15 fights. I was in the novice one, but I told my coaches, and they believed in me too. I told them I want to fight in the opens, and my coach told me, you don't have enough fights. And I told him, like, I believe I can win it. And he told me, all right, we'll put you in it. And they believed in me too. So then something like that where you just believe in yourself because your coaches believe in you.
And you've built such a strong bond as
Exactly.
well. I think one of our last questions before we finish up and wrap up
Yeah.
would be, you spoke about obviously want to be a world champion. What are some goals that you're going to put in, and what's that journey going to look like? How are you going to get there? I guess I'm asking. And what's the come in 2026 to help you prep for that? Like, what are your goals and everything for that?
Look, it's no easy task, of course.
Yeah.
But I believe the road will be a good road. It won't be a smooth road. It's never going to be a smooth road. But I believe it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take next year to have a big 2026. I want to have a couple fights next year, a couple camps, if possible.
Maybe America back on the cards.
Yeah, go back to America. And just, the stuff that I've been talking about,
Yeah.
do it at a higher level.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Again, my bro, thank you for coming on.
Just wanted to say as well, I like shit.
I can't believe we went the whole hour without even mentioning that I'm
I
wearing.
had to say it before we ended.
We went the whole hour without even mentioning that I'm wearing the promo shirts we did.
And it's just my face everywhere.
Was it funny seeing 80 people wear your shirt at that event?
Bro, it was kind of surreal. Why does everyone have my face in this shit?
Again, thank you for coming on. It was a good chat.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Want to get food?
Let's go.